AIG. So I was wondering if you could expound on what type of leadership requirements you had at AIG.
I mean, I worked at AIG after I graduated from business school, and I worked there for 10 years. Not at AIG, but I worked in the financial industry for 10 years. And it gets back to the point of what will I bring to bear if I go down to Congress? What will I bring my skill set that will make me a good congressman? And I bring a number of things. The first thing is I bring a very strong economics and finance background, which by your own admission you don't have. And I think the two biggest challenges that we face as a country today are economic and financial. I also bring experience of being a small businessman. I ran a small business. I ran a bricks and mortar business in the south end of Boston that I ultimately had to move out of because my property taxes had doubled in a period of 3 years. With regard to leadership, look, I'm very, very proud. Some people may not think it's a big deal. I'm very proud of my family. I'm an example to my children. I think that I show my kids what it takes to be a good leader. I'm also running a campaign right now, a second campaign. And I don't know if many of you who have paid attention, but it's a darn good campaign. In fact, I think it's probably one of the best congressional campaigns that's being run, if not the best congressional campaign in the entire Commonwealth. There isn't a road you can't drive down in this district without seeing a Golnick sign. 1,000 signs went out in 10 days. And that's thanks to Cliff Nicholson, who's basically our office manager, to make sure everything gets fulfilled. I've got over 3,000 phone calls, approaching 4,000 phone calls a week that are going out. We're banging on over 1,000 doors. We can win this race, but we're not going to win it without an organization, without money, and endorsements are important. I know that people don't think they are, but I can guarantee you there's no one out there who wouldn't take them if given the opportunity. Thank you.
My question was, what were your leadership skills at AIG when you had no employees?
I have to cut you off.
That was my question.
And I just answered your question, Tom.
Excuse me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I have a final question. Okay, the final question is going to be a closing statement. And this is the question. I would like you to answer it in 1 minute and 30 seconds, no longer. How will you beat Nikki Saunders when only 11% of the Massachusetts registered voters are Republican? Mr. Weaver, you're first.
You beat Nikki Saunders by having a bold contrast. You don't beat Nikki Saunders by wanting to spend 10% less than she does. You beat Nikki Saunders by having been involved civically over the last decade. You don't beat Nikki Saunders by not being registered to vote when we had men and women dying, and you made a conscious decision not to vote or not to get registered to vote. You beat Nikki Saunders by having experience in leadership, by being a trained leader, by actually demonstrating it. A lot of us have got very good marriages, we're good parents, but that's not the type of leadership that needs to get Congress going in the right direction. And finally, you beat Nikki Saunders by having a vision of what makes this country great, because you've seen what makes this country great. And it's local control. And it's cutting the spending, it's cutting the debt, it's cutting the unelected bureaucracies, it's auditing the Fed, it's doing some really tough stuff where you can't put your finger up and look in which direction the wind's blowing. That's how you beat Nikki Saunders. But you also beat Nikki Saunders by being involved over the last 2 years with Show ID to Vote, by getting in front of tea parties, by getting in front of RTCs, and actually putting stuff out so people can see you're a leader. What are your points? What do you believe? Yeah, you get criticized, but it's a lot better than just asking for more money or saying that Democrats are bad. You put ideas out, and that's how you beat Nikki Saunders. Those are things that I've done and I'm going to continue to do. Thank you.
You know, we ran a campaign last time. I came from a town of less than 5,000 people. And I ran against people from towns of 20,000, 40,000, and 65-person towns. And we won that four-way primary. And we did it because we outworked everybody. Now, those of you who followed my campaign know that I believe a campaign's a dress rehearsal for the type of legislator you'll be. And I'm tirelessly around this district. I've lost 30 pounds. It's probably one of the reasons I ran again, because I put the 30 pounds that I lost last time back on. But you beat Nikki Saunders by having an organization that can compete. You beat Nikki Saunders by raising the money that's required to project our message. If I could shake 150,000 hands of the votes I needed to win this race, I'd win it in a landslide. But I can't. You beat Nikki Saunders by outworking her, by raising the money, and you're civil. We are civil. We rise above the discourse that we see in the paper and how the liberal media projects us and portrays us. And we reach out to people. At only 11% of the electorate, we can't win even if we had Democratic and Republican support. We need unenrolled support. So I've reached out to everybody. I'm a Republican who's received labor endorsements. Who would have thought? The New England Police Benevolent Association endorsed me. The Massachusetts Association of Correctional Officers endorsed me. I have a simple message. I have a message of smaller government, lower taxes, and less regulation. Get the government out of the way so we can go on with living our life the way we need to. Because we know what's best for us. The federal government doesn't. A bureaucrat doesn't know that. And I'm going to continue to talk about that. And you know what? Maybe people don't think it's good being a nice guy. But you know what? It's one of the things I'm most proud of. And I love it when Democrats tell me, hey, you know what? I wish you had a D after your name. You're a nice guy. And my grandfather was a 13th-term city treasurer in Hartford, Connecticut, an old Irishman, told me that politics is all about friendship. And that's the way I'm going to get things done. And I'm going to be accessible, and I'm going to listen. And that's why, with your help, I'm going to win this race.
Thank you very much. We'll have a 5-minute break. Hey, 20 here, just John.
Sheila, I'm going to head out
Okay.
because I'm supposed to be at a town committee meeting tonight.
Have fun.
So
Tell everybody I said hello.
we'll see you at the next.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
We were just talking about you this morning. That's nice to meet you. But you want to go by car?
I used to go by car. Going back to my first day, or challenge.
You guys, no, but you guys upload
And in my 18th year, I was actually under the hosting because they asked me many, so what, they asked me many, so anyway,
make it over the finish line.
we'll see what happens, yeah. So it's great to meet you.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
I tried to set you up half.
It's right, the road is right It's not out nowhere though, it's right by the rotary.
because I just wanted to show Yes, and I'm like, the law has time. Yeah, well, that's
That's a good habit.
I sold my soul for a cleaning
it's on a fence. That's the way
Now I didn't stop this with the sticker. I can do Marsh, right?
Get up in the middle and walk right across the front.
That's how we came in.
This, I'll describe So the questions are not going to be, they're going to be slanted and tilted. I don't think so. We'll see. Yeah.
But if we wait 5 years,
And they're in like
so I
He doesn't have like whatever you do.
it's out there. Somebody's got it. Well, not that much, yeah. It's kind of grimy. Is that your right there? No, it's not. Josh still outside? Josh still outside?
Did you see take off the camera on the table to see someone pick it up?
This is the world. They can actually vote to you guys, so they're staying to watch. I can't even vote for John.
It sounds like you're doing a great job.
Doing the best I can.
Doing a great job. I see the signs.
It was adequate, a little bit of both adequate. It's not gourmet, but they
All right. There's Sandy. Nice to see you.
He does on the January.
You're the only member of the Could I have your attention, please? We have a gentleman here that's running against Corey Atkins. She is the representative who represents precincts 1 and 9 in Chelmsford. And Michael Ben is that candidate. I'd like to just have him come up and give us just a short statement. Nice.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I know you guys didn't come here to see me. I appreciate the time. As I said, my name is Mike Mann. I'm out of Concord, running against Corey Atkins, primarily because Corey Atkins is, you all know who she is. She's one of the sort of far left members of the House of Representatives, and she's gotten to the point now with